doing it like this too. I think like a lot of people do their podcasts where they'll just like interview over webcam and stuff, which is also like a great way to talk to people, but it's really like fun for us to go in person. Especially like here, like you can see in the shot, like you can see your store in the background.
Yeah.
I feel like it kind of adds to the story, you know? Yeah,
Yeah,
it's cool.
Yeah. So tell us like a little bit about yourself. Where did you grow up? How did you kind of like, what was your start in like your career?
Ooh. I'm gonna try to condense some of these stories. They can get lengthy. You'll find that I'm a person that believes in chasing your dreams, and this was one I didn't expect, but that I was trained in or educated in. Was born and raised Boston, Massachusetts.
Nice.
My mom was kind of like an activist
Okay.
in Boston at those times. It was during, I'm gonna really date myself,
It's okay.
but it's when the Black Panthers in Boston were really heightened.
Okay.
Huey P. Newton, I actually met him. It was called Operation Exodus,
Okay.
and I was one of the first kids to get bused from Boston to an all-white school
Wow.
in Watertown, Mass. And even there, it was cool because I was well accepted. Kids were nice. Everybody wanted me to be on their team. Just to kind of mix in, and it kind of spurred me because that was elementary school, and I had to take a bus, a train, and a trolley to get to school
Wow.
by myself.
Wow.
Yeah, so that just kind of instilled in me to just go forward and, you can accomplish things.
Yeah.
Getting through that, and that wasn't difficult because, like I said, the kids were very receptive. And then the riots came.
Yeah.
But we lived in Dorchester,
Okay.
and this all happened in Roxbury, which was the next town over.
Okay.
But from there, we figured, let's move, migrated to Jersey. Growing up in Jersey, I always had this passion for music.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that was the first thing.
Where'd that come from? Did you have like any artists you really liked? Or
What was really cool back then, where the radio people, like now they're DJs, and they're shouting and but back then, and I know I make myself sound like I'm 105. But the DJs were actually personalities.
Okay.
And they were breaking new music. Like there was a DJ on WBLS in New York called, his name was Frankie Crocker. And he was just amazing because even though it was, mostly, it was an R&B station, but he was bringing rock and playing it and bringing it to the masses. And I just love that whole vibe that he created.
Yeah.
Where music shouldn't be segregated. It should be just listen to everyone.
Yeah.
And it was part of like my world at the time. I just fell in love with music, and then I wanted to be a radio DJ at first.
Yeah.
So I went to school in New York, NBS Radio, and I don't tell many people this. Like all the things that inspired me to do other things, but it all kind of evolved.
Yeah.
I was going to broadcasting school, and I thought it was okay until one day I'm in the room, and you would go in, and they were tapes back then. So they in the waiting area, because they had maybe about 10 to 15 recording studios that you would go in and practice, reading commercials and introducing
Yeah.
and they would it was really hands-on with the teachers.
Okay.
They would critique you, and so one day I had recorded by myself and went in to listen to it, played the tape, and everyone that was in the waiting room was like, wow. They goes, that's you? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, wow, that's incredible. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm going to be a radio DJ. So then I went to, I had a friend named Clarence Booker in Plainfield, and there was an AM radio station, wow, all this I'm remembering, WERA. I think it was 1590. Wow, it's amazing how things will just come up. My memory is horrible. And he gave me a half hour on his show, and I was in love with disco music.
Oh yeah.
So my first DJ name was Dr. Disco. Don't laugh. But yeah, there was even a time we were playing at Rutgers every, I think, either Tuesday or Thursday at Tillett Hall, Livingston campus. And, I was a big disco head. So we were there, and I got booed.
Oh, no.
Because it made me realize, being a DJ, that you're playing for the audience, not for you. And I was playing disco, and everyone just stood there, and they're like, what's this guy doing? It wasn't the place or time for it. But I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But you learn from your mistakes. And then I started working at a store called Big Sounds, still in the music industry, and had a friend named Jimmy Tarver, bless his soul. Jimmy was a photographer who inspired me to do photography. So being in the record store, we met a lot of promoters.
Okay.
So getting to know those promoters, they would let us in to shoot their artists. So we would go backstage, the photographer pits. We had all access back then.
So cool.
Which was real nice.
Yeah.
And from there, I guess I was always an entrepreneur. I came up with this idea. There was a magazine called Dance Music Report, which only went to DJs. So all the well-known DJs were, showing the magic. They showed you new music that was coming out, and just the whole DJ movement back then, in the clubs, especially the New York City nightclubs. And I noticed in the magazine that all the pictures they were using were from what they would get from the record companies. So I was really young at this time. I was like, I have an idea. Let's go and approach this magazine. Let's reach out to the editor, approach her, and tell her that we'll barter. We'll cover any event that she wants us to cover. And we just want to use their name to do other events.
That's so smart.
And we went over and we pitched it. Home run, hit it out of the park.
Nice.
Like, we didn't want any money.
Yeah.
We just want access.
Yeah.
So we were shooting wherever they told us to go. We'd give them the photos, and then we would sell them to the magazines as freelance photographers. Yeah, so we were shooting Sade, Prince.
Wow.
Prince like a million times. It was, back then it was just incredible. Springsteen, Paul Simon. I could just list. Oh.
That is so cool.
And, Whitney Houston.
No way.
Yeah.
She's
Shot
a New
Whitney.
Jersey native, right?
Yes. Yeah. But the most incredible thing, I was going, and this is what brought this in. I was going to Parsons. Well, let me back up a little bit. So while we were shooting freelance, Starlog Publications, they did tons of magazines. They picked me up to be on staff.
Okay.
And, I felt kind of bad because here we are, a team, going out and shooting.
Yeah.
But I was the only one that got picked up.
Oh.
So, there was three of us, Jimmy, Tony, and myself.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, well, and I was going to Parsons in New York at the time for photography and fashion business. because I was always like dressing, and I just
Yeah.
wanted to get to know it. I always
Yeah.
like if I hit the lottery, I always tell my son this. If I ever hit the lottery, I probably I would probably still keep the store,
Yeah.
but I would maybe take myself out of it
Hmm.
and just go back to school.
Wow.
I just love learning.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's a great quality.
yeah. Even when I had this business, before it evolved, I went and got my real estate license.
Really?
Not to sell houses.
Yeah.
I just wanted to know the ins and outs. It's like I would be a car salesman just so I could learn all the little secrets and then walk in to buy a car and go, nope, I don't want that. Nope, nope. I know what you paid. This is what I want to pay. So knowledge and education is key
Yeah.
to
So true.
anything you're inspired to do. So I got picked up by Starlog and going to Parsons, working a job, still in the music store, and shooting concerts.
Okay.
So my life was just very busy,
Yeah.
working
Yeah.
for this magazine. Well, that's what I wanted to do
Hmm.
because we were shooting Whitney Houston at Radio City Music Hall, right? And I would always get there early. And I was front and center in the photographer's pit. Next to me is Annie Leibovitz. If you know photography, Annie's the queen.
Okay.
She was at that time she was shooting for Rolling Stone.
Yeah.
Now she shoots for Vogue. I mean, covers. She's amazing.
Yeah.
And then next to her was Chuck Pullen, who shot everything for Billboard magazine.
Wow.
And I'm in my awe because these are my idols.
Yeah.
And here I am, this kid, shooting next to them. So on my left side, and I don't know if she was from the UK or Australian, but she had that accent. And she's like, kid, get out of the way. Because I'm dead center in the spot that everybody wanted because I was there first. And as a photographer, you respected the spot.
Yeah.
So, she's trying to kind of nudge me out of the way and move me over, impolitely.
Right.
And then Annie says, hey, leave the kid alone. I was like, what? Annie Leibovitz just stuck up for me? I immediately dropped out of school. I'm like, I hit my mark. I'm there. It's like my name's in the masthead of the magazine. I'm shooting all these celebrities and entertainment figures. Why do I need to go to school anymore? So I dropped out of Parsons and was working for the magazine, still doing working at the music store. And what happened, and like I said, I'm trying to consolidate these, but there were three of us that worked for Starlog. There was a managing editor, and myself as the staff photographer. Everyone else was freelance with some of the stories. The managing editor, her husband was chief surgeon at Mount Sinai in New York. And he said, look, you guys are doing all this for that company. Do it for yourselves. He goes, I'll finance it. And, to get you guys up and running and off the ground. You guys have all the connections already. You get everything you need. Do it for yourself. We left, started our own magazine, which was
Oh.
amazing. Amazing. I thought I was going to be a photographer for life.
Yeah.
So I thought. The editor, we flew her out to do an interview in California without me, because usually we shot everything together. I would go with interviews. She would do the interviews. I would do the photos.
Okay.
But we sent her out to Cali. She came back with a wholly different attitude. On a personal level, cursed out the managing editor, cursed me out, and all on a personal level. Nothing about work, just on a very personal level. And the managing editor, her name was Dottie. I called Dottie. It's like, Dottie, what do I do? My livelihood is on the line here. I can't go back to Starlog and say, hey, I made a mistake. Can you hire me back? So Daddy said, "Oh, we'll get through it." One issue later, the magazine was done.
Oh man.
And I couldn't go back doing freelance again, because I'm already out there. And a lot of the rules were changing. As photographers, we retain copyright. So when that happened, and like I said, there were a lot of restrictions. Going to concerts they gave you, because I still knew some of the promotional people to get the agents to get me in. Like we were shooting Lionel Richie
Whoa.
at Madison Square Garden.
Oh my gosh.
His management company wanted us to sign away our copyrights to his management company. So they could pick and choose anything they wanted. And you had to sign paper.
Yeah.
Right.
And they only gave you the first 3 songs to shoot without flash.
Yeah.
So it was,
What kind of like pressure is that? Because once the moment's gone, like you can't, it's not like you
Right.
can ask the artist like, hey, can you go back and do
Yeah.
this pose? It's like
No.
you have to be on your toes the whole
and
time.
back then, no Photoshop, no
Yeah.
computer.
Oh my
Either you got the
gosh.
shot or you didn't.
Oh my gosh.
Like and lighting conditions were all different, changing, especially the first 3 songs.
Yeah.
They're trying to get everybody hyped up. The
Yeah,
lights flashing.
exactly.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Wow.
So you had to really know what you were doing back then.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
But I didn't sign off, but I did go in and shoot it. And because, a lot of the photographers were like, look, all of us kind of banded together and told them, we're getting you press, we're helping you.
Yeah, exactly.
So they backed down a bit, but to this day, I don't know where it went, because then I kind of went back and thought about it. I said, you know what? I'm not going to let anyone ever control my dream. And I approached, back in the day of beepers, pagers,
Yeah.
I came up with a plan, because we were selling them for another company in the music store. And, everyone had to have a pager back then. It was before cell phones.
Yeah.
So I came up with an idea to start our own paging company.
Wow.
So we did it. And this is the amazing part, because I didn't want to work for anyone else anymore. I said, I got to think of something that I can do myself with low investment.
Okay.
So on $1,000, I started this business.
Really?
Yeah,
Gosh.
it's crazy. At the time, we were probably us and another company called INXS. They were pretty big in Jersey and New York.
Okay.
But we were big in Central Jersey and South Jersey. We had about, off and on, because some people would be on, some people get off. We'd reconnect other people from other services. We had about 50,000 clients.
Wow.
But probably at one time it was always like around 30,000. We'd climb up to 50, drop down to 30. People were switching all over the place.
So this was service for pagers?
Yeah, for pagers.
I gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
like you'd come into me, I'd connect you, either sell you a pager, give you a phone number.
Okay.
Yeah, and back then it was incredible, because to get you a phone number for your pager and the service on all the satellites, my cost was $1
Oh my gosh.
per number
Okay. Per month or just
per month.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? I was selling that service. If you paid monthly, $10.95.
Wow.
If you paid quarterly, $7.95.
Whoa. So those are good margins.
Times 30,000.
Yeah. That's a really good number.
Yeah. I was very young at the time.
How old were you? Yeah, during this.
I forget. But from there, what brought me to this town, it was really funny, because I was always out looking for other vendors or other towns to sell pagers in.
Yeah.
So I had a bet with one of my neighbors, because I think she was, her name was Wanda Fox. And we were both light skinned, you know. She was Spanish, and we had a bet that who would be darker, who could tan better by the summer. So I found a tanning salon here in Somerville. She, I think, was going to the beach while I was cheating. So I went to the tanning salon. I walked the town, and I saw a sound exchange. And I was like, music store. I can make them a lot of money. So I walk in one day to pitch, hey, I'm going to make you a lot of money because no one up here is selling pagers. I walk in, there's a woman, and I said, hi, I'm looking for the owner or manager. She goes, did you read my sign? And I'm like, no. She goes, well, I suggest you go look. And I go out front, it says no soliciting. And I'm like, really? I was like, okay, I got one for you. I'm going to open a store here and become your competition and sell my own pages here. And I did it. Yeah. We were selling pagers, music, DJ equipment.
Oh my gosh.
Because I was still involved in DJing. But it was kind of like on the back burner. And, we had 2 locations as a music store in town. Then the building was sold, which is now Utaka here in Somerville. And we moved next door. And I was really good friends with the landlord.
Okay.
And, he took me in. And there, what was it? The first one. Everyone started downloading music.
Oh, like LimeWire?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. LimeWire and that something.
A FrostWire. I used to do like YouTube converters on.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone started downloading music.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, what do we do now?
Yeah.
So at the time, fashion became, through hip hop, everyone was wearing $5 white t-shirts. And that's all they were wearing.
Blank white tees.
Just blank, big.
Yeah.
I mean, 6X, 5X tees, huge. I mean, a guy 120 pounds wearing a 6X shirt. Huge. But that's all they were wearing. The brands all died, But it's like, hey, I saw something, that was non-music that I could sell here in Somerville. And so we actually started, my first articles of clothing was a ton of $5 t-shirts because nobody would wash them. At $5, you would just come in the next day and buy another t-shirt.
Get a fresh shirt.
So yeah, everyone had to have a fresh white shirt, just right out of the pack, just wear it. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't tell you how many $5 white t-shirts I sold. And then we started going a little bit deeper, and there was a Korean wholesaler called PJ Marks, and they sold denim. Denim was between $20 and $25 retail.
Okay.
So at that time, $25, you had a whole outfit. $5 t-shirt, $20 pair of jeans, you're good.
That's crazy.
And we did that, but it opened up the door because I had 2 of my Korean brothers, Kevin and Key, as we started to go deeper. And back then I was just selling clothes, different brands started to open up when, I think it was after 9/11.
Okay.
When that happened, all the doors started opening up because the economy was just different then. Where money was flowing before that, it got a little rocky, because it was a huge concern just across the nation.
A lot of uncertainty.
Yeah. And we just kept going deeper and deeper in clothing. And with those doors opening, like some of the first brands, it was like Pepe Jeans, LRG. And we just started going deeper and deeper, as we started opening doors, carrying brands. And my two Korean brothers always said, no, Rand, you need to go boutique. You know, get those exclusive brands that people are gonna, you become a destination.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know, when can I pull it off here in Somerville? So wondering. And then I said, you know what? I'm gonna go for it. And at that time we were called Express Gear
Okay.
because my music store was called, that I opened up here, was called Sound Express. And I just wanted to marry the two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I let a friend, I let an acquaintance, I really can't call him a friend, use the name, and he opened up Express Gear in Cranford.
Okay.
And back then we were carrying Ed Hardy,
Oh yeah.
Affliction, you know, those brands. And they were hard to get, but very popular.
That was like our middle school days.
Yeah.
I remember people wearing those.
Right.
Everyone wore that stuff. Yeah.
Mhm. But we were one of the first stores to carry Ed Hardy in the area.
Okay.
That's before they went into everything and everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, we caught them right at the beginning.
What did Somerville look like at that time? Like, I'm sure very different. to
Very
now.
different. Nothing like now.
Do you feel like it was like kind of risky, like starting something like that here?
Extremely. Yeah. Because, you know, Somerville wasn't like now.
Yeah.
But I always believed in it.
Yeah.
You know, I always called Somerville the little town that could. And you'd see it get up the hill, fall back down. Get up the hill, fall back down. Businesses open, businesses closing. Now, everybody wants to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny how that happens.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, all the awards that the towns won, you know, I think it was top 8 small towns to live in or to visit. Yeah. So it's great. And I always kind of knew that was going to happen. And it did.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it kind of paid off my diligence of just evolving in town.
Yeah.
What happened was the acquaintance friend that opened the store in Cranford, he was doing okay, but he was letting someone else run the store. So
Okay.
it lacked personality,
Okay.
See.
you know, because I always feel small business, you should build your own business. And then, you know, if you expand, okay, but you should always be involved.
Yeah.
For him, it was just a place to try and make money,
I
Okay.
see.
you know, and it didn't succeed.
Okay.
So he ended up closing the door, like suddenly.
Oh.
And I had no connection to that store whatsoever, except for letting him use the name.
Yeah.
You know, I should have let him sign off or something, but I didn't. And he was telling people, like some people had some things on hold. He was telling people that they're up here in Somerville.
Oh.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, like I was part of that and I
Okay.
wasn't.
Yeah.
So at that time, this building was sold
Okay.
to my current landlord, and they were going to put apartments on top because it was just 4 stores, flat roof, no apartments up top. So they came in and they were like, Rand, we got to use your location to we have to put a stairwell in here.
Okay.
In this store, they were using this to go up. So this was a huge workspace. So I said, look, do me a favor. When you guys are done here and have to come in my store, I'll go here.
Okay.
And then I just want a black ceiling, black floor, and white walls. I'll do the rest. They did it. And I said, this is a perfect time to change the name. So my wife and I were at home, and we're trying to come up with a name. And we were just throwing different things, and I'm a Christian, so we were praying on it. And all of a sudden, I'm talking to my wife, and it's like thinking of our history and how everything evolved. So I said to my wife, I'm like, what about Evolve? She's like, yeah. I said, but there are lots of Evolves out there, so we got to do something different. right? So I believe apparel, depending on brands, is artwork.
Yeah.
So we came up with Evolve Clothing Gallery. But I told her, I said, I want to do something with the V. And my wife's Filipino. She goes, I said, maybe parentheses, word I have trouble saying, or hyphenated something. And she goes, yeah, parentheses. I'm like, no. But then I'm looking at her like this, and I'm like, yes, that's the greater than sign. I'm like, perfect. So that's why the V is that way.
Very cool.
Love that.
Greater
Wow.
than sign.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you can always be greater than if you commit yourself to it. You can always do better. You can always be better.
Wow.
So even with fashion, you can always step it up. Let the world be your fashion show.
Yeah.
Just walking down the street, turn some heads, be confident.
Yeah.
And that's our message. We want people to live confident and feel confident by what they're wearing.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid. And we get people in, they're really afraid. Oh, I can't wear any of this. And these are guys in their 40s. But being a stylist, which I learned from Parsons, I have clients that are 75 that I dress.
Wow.
And I tell these guys, look, if you're calling yourself old, how about I sell you a shovel? You can dig now, just jump in. Yeah, it's like, don't call yourself old.
Yeah.
You are what you say you are.
It's so true.
Yeah.
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 I love that. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. No, you're good.
I think like clothing is such an interesting way of expression because like there's all different ways that we can express ourselves, like whether it's the way we talk, our body language, even things we put on social media and put out there. But as far as like interacting with even like people you don't know, like there's like an unspoken interaction every time you see someone. You kind of are like you looking at their style and what what that gives off, and I think that's a cool way to like express yourself, but even like communicate in a weird way with like people that you never even.
Almost like it's almost like an instant judgment, like that you don't always mean to do, but you can pick up a lot about a person like based on what they're wearing and how they're wearing it. Because like you said, like I like that you say like clothing is like art, because it really is, and that's so apparent in your store. Like it doesn't feel like a store I've ever walked into. Like it's very curated. It feels like a gallery. And it's crazy that like you have that, or I guess it's not crazy, but you have like this eye for things. And it's interesting to hear like your like transition into each different like art form and how like you've carried that all through just to like get here and how amazing your store is. Yeah.
People that, they'll walk by constantly.
Yeah.
And finally walk in. And like, I had no idea that the brand roster you have is incredible. We say we bring Soho to Somerville.
Nice.
Because like APC, they have boutiques in Soho.
Yeah.
Wax London is actually from London. Subi Denim. They have a boutique in Soho.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Going down. I don't know. We're kind of worldwide.
Yeah.
Because Reigning Champs all handmade in Canada. We have This Is Never That. That's from Korea. Lightyear, which is from California, but they use all Japanese fabrics. So we pay attention to detail, which is key to us.
Yeah, and it's nice that you can like touch it and feel it and try it on, because a lot of the times if there's certain brands, like you have to shop it online and you have to order it, so you don't know what it's going to look like on you, what it's going to feel like. So it's nice that you kind of bring it to like a in-person setting and that people can actually like pick out the things here.
Right. And even online, it's very difficult to buy from a picture.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
we can actually, like you said, we can actually come in and touch it, and you feel the difference. And you feel why you're paying the price for a shirt.
Of course.
You may go to the mall and Macy's or wherever and pay like $50 for a shirt,
Yeah.
and a T-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
You come here, and let's say a APT T-shirt is between. They probably start at 125.
Okay.
But just putting it on,
Yeah, it's
you
different.
feel why
Mm.
it's 125.
Yeah.
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 It's just
There's also like, I feel like a sustainability factor. When you
Yes.
invest in good clothing, you're going to wear it for the rest of your life. Whereas if you
Right.
do like fast fashion, you end up getting rid of it like so much faster because it doesn't wash well, it doesn't wear well. It's
Yeah.
like anytime I've ever bought something really nice, I still have it to this day. I always try to go back to that sentiment. Like maybe sometimes less is more, and
Right.
like having like a few nice pieces rather than like a ton of, not so nice clothes. I
Yeah.
feel like it really,
clothing should be an investment.
yeah.
A few key pieces. You have your staples.
Yeah.
Then you have your standouts. Depending on when you're going out.
Yeah.
Doing special events, and that's what we do.
Yeah.
We offer. I think we pretty much have it all covered,
Yeah.
except for the only piece of the puzzle we're missing is, and we're very particular about what we bring in the store. Me and my whole team love those guys. We're looking for a fragrance.
Ooh.
Okay.
That's a nice addition.
Yeah,
I
but
like
we
that.
wanted, and we had one, but it was from Australia,
Okay.
and everyone loved it. Like we would just walk around the store and spray it, and everyone was asking for it,
Yeah.
Nice.
but they couldn't ship to the U.S.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Something with customs,
Yeah.
Okay.
shipping.
Yeah.
Oh, they have weird rules with that
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah. Okay.
So it's like, so now we're still in the hunt
Okay.
for that special scent that people just fall in love with. 'Cause
Yeah.
we try to appeal to all the senses here, like when you walk in the door. So I can't smell it anymore, but if you can smell the smell of the store,
Yeah. I can smell something. When I walked in, I smelt it.
yeah,
I was
like everyone always asks, what is that? What are you guys burning? And
Yeah.
we tell them it's from the candles we offer. They're just, they're all handmade in California
nice.
by a family. Small batches, and they're all natural soy candles.
Oh,
Nice.
cool.
People just love them,
Yeah.
and they, when they walk in, they smell it, and they're like, so we appeal to all the senses.
Yeah.
The store I try to keep minimal, so we want to appeal to your eyesight. Besides all the, like, we do have art throughout the store.
Yeah.
And I always inspire artists. Look, you want to bring things in? I don't want any money. I just want to show your work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I like mixing that in and giving someone else a chance.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And we even do that with small designers. They'll come in, local. Like we just had 2 gentlemen up from Philly,
Nice.
brought their brand up, and love the pieces.
That's cool.
And it looks like we're going to work together.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
How do you kind of balance like your curation as far as picking out pieces that you really like and are important to you versus trying to pick things that you think people will buy? Like, do you do any of that? Are you more like, I'll just pick out whatever I like and I hope that attracts people? Like, what's your kind of philosophy on that?
Try not to do that.
Okay.
There are pieces we love,
Yeah.
but we look at our customer base
Mm-hmm.
and we try to pick out certain people. Like, let's say Eric would wear this, Art would love this, Troy would love this piece, and that's been working for us
Okay.
because even though I only wear everything from this store because I love every brand that we carry, because we work so hard to bring them here. Yeah. They're always the brands, they don't care how much money you have, they could care less. It's what they're going to sit next to. That's key for them.
So you can't just have anyone in the store.
Nope.
They have to kind of like see your
Well,
selection and
yeah. Like
Okay.
you have to send them a brand deck,
Okay.
and that history tells you everything, and they want to know your brand roster
Oh, interesting.
and pictures of your store.
Okay.
Oh, cool. Does it get all the way granular down to like they want to know like where on the shelves they're going to be and stuff like that? You guys have to.
They don't go that far,
Okay.
but they do appreciate it
Okay.
when we position them like either in the beginning of the store, and we do it that way.
Okay.
where it scares some people. We'll get some people that will walk in and flip over APC tag and see a shirt for $325 and think we're crazy and just leave. But, and that's the only downfall about being here as much as we love it, because we're not in a mass market. You know, like everyone thinks we should be in New York or Hoboken. It's like, no, I want to be right here bringing this to the people in my community.
Yeah.
You know, let's...
And I'm sure people all over New Jersey travel here because
they do.
There's not many.
Nope.
So,
and
you know,
a lot of our brands, we have them exclusively, even with our footwear. I'll tell you another quick story about On, which is on fire.
Yeah. Oh
On
my
footwear
gosh. It's so funny when I walked in here and saw this. I was like, I've been looking for a place that sells like On shoes in person. I was like, man, I should have came here.
One of their top execs, his name was Max. He lived in Milltown.
Okay.
And he was shopping here.
Really?
All the time. And this was years ago, before they were how they are now. And he would give us shoes, and they were okay. And he'd always pitch us. Hey, you guys should carry on. You should carry on. We're like, maybe, you know, eventually. And then we saw some of the boutiques, or at our level, starting to pick it up. And On was different back then. Wasn't as comfortable as it is now.
Okay.
And Max, they shipped him to Portland, so he took his family, moved out to Portland.
Wow.
And then all of a sudden, the shoe just caught fire. They changed the technology. We were like, whoa, we got to get on now.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, boy.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's go to Max. So I send Max a text. Hey, Max, we're ready. In a day, he opened us up.
Wow.
Tier A.
Oh, my gosh.
Like, no questions asked. Like, they didn't want any information from me. He just told them, get them open. Let's go. And Tier A is when you get like everything exclusive that On does. So we're the only Tier A store, definitely in the area, but there may be 2 Tier A stores in Jersey, and we're one of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you get like their full selection of whatever you want. Basically.
Yeah, like I have shoes here that aren't even out yet. They come out next month.
Yeah, I've never like seen some of these like colorways and like styles and stuff.
Because you got to think when like even like Nordstrom's carries some.
Yeah.
But they try to carry a lot.
Yeah.
But one, the salespeople don't know what they're selling because they're never educated on it.
Yeah.
So you're just going to walk in there and pick a shoe up, see if you like it, try it on, and you won't understand why, you know, the shoe feels a certain way or why is it comfortable, you know, the technology behind it.
Yeah.
Because those people don't know.
Yeah.
Here, we're all trained.
Yeah. That's incredible. Interesting. So we wanted to do some rapid fire questions with you. We did not send these to you. So it's kind of just like whatever comes to your brain. They're fun. They're nothing serious or anything.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, so we'll go through them real quick. Favorite place you've traveled to?
The one place I want to go to is Japan.
Nice. Oh.
There's been many times and we've gotten many invites to Paris.
Okay.
But I don't fly.
Okay.
I have to get over it because Japan is #1 on my bucket list. And before I'm not here anymore, I have to go to Japan. I've had some of my clients come in. They're like, "RanD, what are you waiting for?"
Yeah.
The culture, just everything over there is what I do here.
Yeah.
You know, and just the boutiques and the mannerism over there. You know, we carry that over here. Just the politeness.
Yeah.
You know,
that's great.
catering to customers. You know, in a certain way.
Yeah.
You know, just honor and respecting them just for just walking in the door.
Yeah.
That's great. So this might be a tough one. New Balance or On?
Whew.
Not to start any controversy.
If any of my reps are listening to this, Wow.
It could even be just in this moment, like which one you're wearing more or inspired by.
It to be completely honest, it really depends on my outfit.
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah. They both have very like
Right.
unique
Because they're both very
styles.
comfortable.
Yeah.
I will say On is more comfy. I mean,
Okay.
New Balance has certain shoes
Yeah.
that will rival On in their running shoes,
Yeah.
but we don't carry their running shoes.
Okay.
You know, we're more of their lifestyle
Yeah.
division.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you need one of each.
Yeah. Where On is really geared towards runners.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
They didn't expect this surge with just regular people, nurses, doctors, people that
Yeah.
are on their feet all day getting On,
Yeah.
you know?
Do you think they'll like start to move toward like more lifestyle stuff?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. That's why they were thrilled to pick us up. You know, we're that lifestyle store
Yeah.
that now carries On, and that's why they put us as a tier A,
Yeah.
because we're the innovators and trendsetters. You know, as people come in, we're teaching them what's trending, because in the store we have to pre-book our orders 3/4 of a year in advance.
Yeah. Wow.
Whoa.
So you're like
So,
predicting
yeah,
trends basically.
We
Yeah.
know, we see what's coming, what colors are going to be in, you know, come the next season, what styles. But sometimes someone will throw a wrench in
Yeah.
and something will come up that the whole industry is just kind of, oh, we didn't see that coming. And they just start gravitating to it
Yeah.
and putting their flair, you know, on a certain twist or a certain style.
Yeah. What is your favorite item currently in the shop?
Wow. Who? See, I'm very open and I like being diverse. So it's kind of hard to pigeonhole me because it really depends on my mood and where
Yeah.
I'm going.
Yeah.
I like the oversized fit that the Japanese are creating.
Cool.
And
Okay.
you'll always hear me say, oh, I want to dress like that. I want to dress like that. I want to dress like that.
Is that like just t-shirts or everything?
No, everything.
Everything.
Everything's oversized.
Not so much the t-shirts, but the
The
pants.
pants.
You know,
Okay.
because skinny and slim is now in the industry gone. It's
Okay.
gone to straight, not really
Yep.
baggy,
Yeah.
but just looser and more. It's all about comfort these
Yeah.
days. You know,
That's interesting how it like all kind of comes back around,
Yeah.
because I feel like that's what it was. Like at least when I think of like the classic like hip hop artists, they were all wearing the like loose fitted pants. And then it went to like skinny, and now it's like back to the loose fitted stuff. Yeah.
they say they say it's a 20-year cycle.
Okay.
It's like, okay,
Yeah.
makes sense.
What is your favorite book or podcast? If you have any, if you're into that stuff.
I don't listen to many.
Okay.
Okay.
I always say I want to, but I don't.
Or if
Just
you have, like, a
because of my
TV
time,
Yeah.
you know. 'Cause I didn't bring this up, but I'm also on council. I'm a council
Yeah.
person here in
Yeah.
town. I'm also the police commissioner
Wow.
of Somerville.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
And while it's not like Commissioner Gordon on Batman, so I don't carry a gun or anything, but you know, I'm in constant contact with the police
Yeah.
and the police chief mostly. You know, just to make sure everything's good. You know, seeing
Yeah.
what you know, fulfilling their needs and taking that back to council and mayor, because it's a lot of work, a lot
I
of
bet.
dedication.
Yeah.
But you know, my love for the town is just increases daily,
Yeah.
and I'd stick with it.
Yeah.
You know,
That's great.
Yeah.
If you had a blank check, what business would you start?
a women's evolve.
Ooh, very nice. I was going to ask, did you have any women's stuff here?
When I first opened Evolve, half the store was women's.
Really?
We did excellent because we were a destination.
Yeah.
We carried things that you couldn't get at the mall,
Yeah.
and we were on top of the trends.
Okay.
So we did very well. But what
Nice.
happened, we had 4 women boutiques open up in town all at
Yeah.
once.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wanted them to succeed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I said, look, I'll go all men's.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a problem with that because
Yeah.
I want you guys to be here. It makes
Yeah.
the town better.
Yeah.
You know, because we're known, Somerville's known for its restaurants,
Mm-hmm.
you know, very diverse place. Whatever you want to eat,
Yeah.
you know, Mediterranean. Had an Indian restaurant, but they left.
Mm-hmm.
Asian, Italian,
Yep.
like whatever you want, you come here.
Yep.
High end, like we have Wolfgangs here.
Yeah.
And I want to see more retail.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I would love this. You know, we have the mall less than a mile away,
Yeah.
but the mall's falling apart.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, you know, I like to see more boutiques here.
Definitely.
And we have women that come in all the time
Mm-hmm.
and they ask, where can we find a store like this for women?
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of any.
Yeah. No.
I
me
don't know
neither.
any place to send them.
Yeah.
Streetwear stuff.
Well,
Or
even,
just like more high end.
yeah, high
Yeah.
end.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But even street, like I had 2 Asian women come in the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what was this? This was Saturday early.
Mm-hmm.
And they said they live in the area
Mm-hmm.
and designer everything,
Wow.
everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I was blown away, right?
Yeah.
Just because how they were dressed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was street influenced,
Mm-hmm.
but just like there was Balenciaga
Mm-hmm.
and one, she had on a Supreme jacket
Nice.
that who knows what it goes for
Yeah.
now. But they walked in for the first time and just fell in love with the store and couldn't believe
Yeah.
it was here. They're like, wow, this is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they bought outfits for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So I can only imagine doing that
Yeah.
for women.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And, you know, just like we're a destination for men here, we still have a lot of women that come in and shop.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'd love to do that.
Nice.
So do you have a blank check?
Yeah. I wish. Worst fashion trend that you've ever participated in?
The white t-shirt.
One t-shirt.
I didn't get it.
Mm.
And we even had women coming in buying for their boyfriends
Really?
saying, I love my guy in a $5 tee that's just huge. I didn't get it whatsoever. I'm like, but then I was only selling clothing and had rents to pay.
If you could only rep one brand for the rest of your life, which would you choose? I'm really making you
Yeah.
divide yourself here.
Okay. I don't carry it yet,
Okay.
but it's my goal.
Okay.
And I'll approach them soon because it's one I want to bring to Jersey.
Okay.
And any of my customers don't listen to me because I'm going to bring it here. Acne Studios.
Ooh, nice. That's a good one.
I love Acne.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know if this area is ready for that price point yet. Because it's so much more than APC,
Yeah.
which is probably our probably our highest at the moment in the
Okay.
in store. But the quality, like a lot of people
Yeah.
don't know, APC is owned by Louis Vuitton.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So for us to offer that in the area, you know, it's one of those brands like
Yeah.
they don't promote that.
Yeah.
But if you know, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
Interesting.
Is it one of those things where they like had like a small spin-off, or do they buy like smaller companies?
It's LVMH.
Okay.
Who
Yeah.
owns Louis Vuitton.
Okay.
And that's Louis Vuitton, Moet, and Hennessy. That's
Oh.
what that LVMH stands for.
Interesting.
that. Wow.
And they invest in companies that, like ABC's been around for years,
Yeah.
and they're mostly known for their denim,
Okay.
but they have that classic style,
Yeah.
and you know, they use Italian, Japanese fabrics. You know, the quality and the fits are just amazing.
Yeah.
It's that quiet luxury that's now, well, it's been trending. Some are saying it's kind of over from the show Succession. You know, that kind of started it because they were wearing all designer stuff, but there were no labels. So, you know, it's that quiet luxury. Like I said, if you know, you know. Yeah.
Definitely. What is a hobby? Sorry. What is a hobby that you'd like to pick up if you had 2 more hours each day?
Hobby. Probably going back and getting deeper into my photography.
Very nice. Do you still
Yeah.
like do some photography today?
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah.
shoot a lot of our Instagram
Nice.
photos on our page. A lot of our product shots I do right here in the store. Like I have a full studio in my office.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I guess that kind of pairs very nicely with something like this.
Right. Yeah. It's like everything that I grow up learning is all come together here in this space.
That's great.
Yeah. Because in college, before I went to Parsons, I was studying marketing locally here at
Nice.
Middlesex County College. Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, I was studying marketing
Wow.
and computer science back then.
Very cool.
Yeah, so everything just kind of came together.
Yeah.
That's why I say I always want to learn different things.
Yeah.
Marketing and computer skills are pretty good
Yeah.
skills to have for the modern entrepreneur, I would say.
Right.
Yeah.
And the last question is, what is your biggest goal for 2024?
To get Acne Studios.
Nice. We're going to put that out there into existence.
No, there's a couple of brands. This Acne, Needles, Engineered Garments. Then footwear brands that we're going to bring in to this area.
Where do you
introduce new
like
ones.
draw your inspiration from? Like what do you look at? Like what do you kind of consume to kind of pick up on those things? Or is it just kind of like natural for you at this point?
It's probably part of my daily activities. But social media helps.
Yeah.
Other brands help because
Yeah.
we're pitched daily
I'm sure.
by
Yeah.
brands that want to get in the store.
Yeah.
You know, that see what we're doing here in Central Jersey. Because honestly, there's nothing like us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
if you're, and even in the industry, you know, when they talk, hey, you know, I want to break into Jersey, where do I go? Evolve.
Yeah.
So I get phone calls, you know, and just it's made like Jeff Hamilton, who does designer jackets for the NBA and NFL.
Whoa.
His rep came in and said, we want to be in your store.
No way.
Here's some jackets, put them on display. We just want to be here. Let us know what you need.
Wow.
It's like, whoa.
That's pretty cool when people start coming to you. Like I
Right.
feel like in the beginning it's kind of like
Oh.
you're on the opposite side where you're like trying to get noticed, and now it's like
Absolutely.
everyone's dying to get in here.
Absolutely.
That's a good feeling.
And in the beginning, you know, we were being told no all the time. You know, no. Well, we want this brand.
And now you're
No.
telling people no.
Yeah. Which is, yeah, pretty incredible.
Wow.
Even some of the brands like, myself and Akshay, Ak looks at everything. Like
Yeah.
he's like the guru of brands, and he's always looking, always telling me things. Rand, we gotta look at this. We gotta look at this. Let's look at this,
Yeah.
and then we see if it fits.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
And
nice.
you know, we move forward that way. My whole team is just they're amazing.
That's
Amazing.
great. That's good to have like those type of people around you.
Yes,
Always inspiring you and bringing new things to the table. That's good.
right. Because
Yeah.
I tell anyone that works for me, I want you to treat the place as if it's yours.
That's what you always hope in an employee.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I get some that come in, say they want to work, and all I do is see them on their phone. It's like, no, you really don't want to work here.
Yeah.
You just want a job.
Yeah.
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 And I want people that respect, you know, and just really get what we do.
Yeah. Definitely. So kind of as like a closing question, if you want to talk about kind of like what's next for you, and then any advice, we always ask this to everyone that we have on, any advice that you can give to an aspiring entrepreneur, someone that's starting off, that like you kind of wish you knew, when you were starting.
Don't let anyone close any doors, and don't let anyone tell you not to do it.
Okay. That's good.
You just got to go for it. Because going back, I think back, okay, I wanted to be a photographer. I ended up working for magazines. When I was a DJ, I went after that. I was playing New York City nightclubs with some of the best, still around today. And now into fashion, we're one of the elite stores in Jersey. So just chase your dreams. If someone says, well, stay in school. Yeah, school is very important. Education is very important.
Yeah.
But make time for your dream.
That's great.
Yeah.
And where can everyone find you? Your address, email, or not email, website, Instagram, like all of that.
Let's see. Instagram is Evolve Clothing. I didn't want to put Evolve Clothing Gallery just because it was too long for people to type in.
Yeah.
So we were able to get that first because there is an Evolve Clothing.
Okay.
I don't know if it's here in America.
Okay.
I don't know where they are.
Okay.
But we were Evolve Clothing Gallery before them.
Okay.
But we see Evolve used a lot.
Really?
And if I ever had to change the name, I don't know if I should say this. Someone might steal it. But I love, there's a store in Boston called Bodega.
Oh my God.
It's incredible.
I actually went to school in Boston, so when you're naming everything, I was like, oh, yep. Yeah, Bodega's really cool.
Yeah, because if...
Right? Sort of? You like walk into a...
it looks like a bodega.
Yeah.
There's no sign, nothing. You would walk past it and you would think they sell,
candy, gum.
Toilet paper,
Yeah.
And then you walk in, and I don't know what's currently in there, but you walk in the front part, and it's a bodega.
Yeah.
But when I went, there was a Snapple machine.
Okay.
Or was it a Coke machine? I think it was Snapple. And it slides open, and you walk in their boutique.
Yeah, it's so
Yeah.
cool.
That's insane.
Incredible. And I was just blown away. I started talking to the staff, told them I had a store, and we just really vibed.
That's cool.
Yeah, just had cool conversations.
Yeah.
And that was cool. But here... I'm going to say this.
Yeah.
Probably regret saying it. Warehouse.
Ooh, that's cool.
WEAR house.
That's really
It's
cool.
really cool.
I've looked it up and I haven't seen it yet. Don't anyone steal that. Because it's now recorded. I should
We'll take this clip to
real
court.
quick. Yeah.
That's
Should
really
trademark
cool.
that real quick.
You should.
It's really good.
Wow.
And kind of like when you walk in, kind of looks like a warehouse,
Yeah. Would you ever do like a rebrand, or do you kind of like where you're at now?
Because of the story, I probably won't change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could do that for like warehouse for your women's store.
Right. Yeah. True,
or a second location.
Yeah. Well, even my two Korean brothers, they want to come alongside, and they're key guys in the industry. Like we all kind of grew up together.
Okay.
They were working for the Korean brand, the cheap Korean brand, no quality, just clothing. And I started out that way. And just by us coming together, them pushing me, didn't have to push too hard, to be more exclusive and do this was key.
Yeah. Do you ever feel like it's tough to stay exclusive? Like, do you ever get like an itch to like carry like certain brands that maybe like don't fit just because of like pressure from like popularity? And
just recently we did. I didn't want to do it, but my two guys told me and to do it because it was trending, and we sold a bunch. And what was cool, New Era fitted hats.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Which I never wanted to invest in.
Okay.
Because with fitted hats, it's kind of like sneakers or
Yeah.
footwear. You have to buy whole size runs.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
Oh.
and you're gonna have some
Mhm.
leftover.
Mhm.
You know, but anticipating how much, and we
Yeah,
didn't
exactly.
do fitteds, but we jumped on a trend.
Mhm.
And I think even New Era knew that they're hot again for a minute. Like
Mhm.
trends come and go so quickly.
Yeah.
And the way this just all of a sudden came out of probably not nowhere, but
Mhm.
everyone wanted the side fitted hat.
Yeah.
But then COVID hit
Mm.
and it kind of slowed it down.
Yeah.
And with all the restrictions
Mhm.
and with quality,
Yeah, of course.
New Era changed the hat.
Oh, wow.
The 5950 fitted was always made out of wool.
Mhm.
So if you knew your size, the fits were always dead on.
Okay.
They started using polyester
Oh no.
and they upped the price $10.
Mm,
That's
Not the same
unfortunate.
and not worth it.
Yeah.
Really?
We
Okay.
felt, I'm not ripping off my customer.
Yeah.
You know, they're just trying to make, this is how we felt.
Mhm.
You know, they're just trying to make a lot of money now because they're hot right now.
Yeah, of course.
You know,
Right.
this trend will go back and those purists will
Mhm.
look for that wool 5950,
Yeah.
but it's not there.
Yeah.
And so then, you know, New Era decided to close some accounts and we had stopped ordering.
Yeah.
So when we said, okay, let's just part ways, we were cool with that because
Yeah.
it really wasn't us,
Mhm.
you know, to jump on trends.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, sometimes we're before trends and
Mhm.
rather than jump on them.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. We like
Do you
to
feel
be
like-
the trendsetters.
Yeah.
You feel like if you kind of jump on something, you might be already late
Right.
in your own way. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Mhm.
the good thing was we were able to design our own hats with New
Oh.
Era.
Whoa.
Like we came in at that level.
Really?
Because
That's
they,
really
they showed how
cool.
the store was.
Mm.
So we
Okay.
did a bunch of collabs with them.
Okay.
Oh, interesting.
And that was cool.
That is cool. Yeah.
But then after that, once we started seeing the quality and then
Mhm.
the
Yeah.
orders, it would take a year to get an order.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like, no,
yeah.
Mhm.
we're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Would you
Okay.
ever do like your own clothing line?
We have one.
You do?
Mhm.
Whoa.
Wow.
We call it Evolve the Brand.
Wow.
Very
Very
neat.
nice. And you designed all of that yourself?
Me and my team.
Nice.
Yeah, we sit
Very
down
cool.
and right now we do a lot of basics,
Okay.
but really great quality basics
Yeah, that's nice.
at an affordable price.
That's really nice.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And we have a huge following for heavyweight tees because they're slightly boxy fit,
Okay.
slightly oversized. But
Nice.
Yeah.
everyone loves them.
That's really
Yeah, it's very
nice.
in right now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Cool.
We both love the big t-shirts.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Cool. And then I don't know if I caught it. What was your website? Where can people find you?
EvolveClothingGallery.com.
Okay, perfect. And you're located in Somerville.
Somerville, New Jersey, 80 West
Yes.
Main Street, Somerville, New Jersey.
Cool.
Anyone out there that needs a stylist,
Ooh, okay.
we do it here for free.
Nice.
We don't charge you.
Mm-hmm.
We sit down, we talk to you,
Mm-hmm.
we see where you want to be, and we customize that.
I love
Really
that.
cool.
What's your age range that you kind of find is in the store? Or
Our
is it?
target,
Mm-hmm.
we say 18 to 45,
Okay.
but it goes beyond that,
Okay.
well beyond that.
Nice.
Like sometimes, we'll have 16-year-olds and some kids come in, think the store's cool,
Yeah.
and want to buy something. Then they'll drag their parents in, and it's like, okay, works.
Yeah.
But yeah, our target client, and we do have quite a really nice client list
Mm-hmm.
of musicians,
Nice.
celebrities, sports people
Very cool.
that we dress.
Mm-hmm. And you sell online as well, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Cool.
But I'm passionate about just having people come in the store,
Yeah.
so they
definitely.
can really see what we're about.
Yeah.
And we try to carry that over to our website, but it's difficult.
Yeah. It's not always the same.
No.
Yeah. Very cool. Awesome. Thank you so much for having us.
Oh, thank
We
you.
were very excited to hear your story.
No,
Yeah. So
more than
glad.
welcome.
Yes.
A lot of good things about you too. I think you're well known in the town. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Alrighty. Well, I think that wraps things up, right? All right.
Thank you.
Thank
for having
you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.